Libra. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Chandler, and this is your intuitive weekly reading. Now, you guys, I've been messaged so many times, and I just want to say thank you so much for continuing your support for my channel and for my work. I did take a week off, which is kind of a luxury because I can just do that when I need to. And last week I really needed to. Okay, so some of you guys actually wrote me by saying, did I just imagine that? Did I just dream that you posted the Libra reading because I saw it? You were wearing a blue dress. And then when I went back or when I shared it with my friend, it was gone. Okay, and there's a reason for that because I did post it. It was called... Opening Pandora's Box, Healing and Sorrow. And for me, it actually became all too real very quickly. Okay, very quickly. That night, which was the night of the lunar eclipse in Capricorn, I actually had a massive anxiety attack. And from what I gather, my guides have shown me that there are a lot of people around me right now, unfortunately, who are not wishing me well, who kind of want to keep me from doing my work, actually. And I started to have a real anxiety about this. Although it was true, it was also very scary. And so what I did was I removed the video, okay? And I don't know if that was the right thing to do now. Maybe in retrospection, I would have kept it up because everything I said actually did come true. Okay. At least for me, it did come true and I resonated with it a lot. But it was interesting because, as I labeled the reading, Opening Pandora's Box, it was because the High Priestess came up. And the night before that, the High Priestess came to me as a download. And she told me everything. About, the divine masculine and the divine feminine and all the twin flame energies going on and all the secrets that are being revealed and, what exactly the divine feminine specifically needs to do, okay, to kind of clean out her closet or to take out the trash, in so many words. And, that in itself, I think, was really enlightening. And if I could go back, I probably would have kept it up. But if she comes up again today, I will definitely tell you everything I know about her, okay? But it is a new week. And, through my own anxiety, which I have no problem talking about, as an air sign and as a person that is fairly out there or spiritual anyways, I know a lot of you could really resonate here with my messages and what I'm saying. It actually strengthens you, and I feel strengthened, though there's energies around me that really don't want me to succeed or don't want me to get the messages out there, doing it anyways, okay? And I feel like through that process of anxiety, there was actually a bit of a Bardo moment. Okay, and I'm not talking about Bridget Bardo, right? I'm talking about the Tibetan Bardo of just feeling completely shattered, okay? From one moment to the next, right? Feeling so insecure, so unsure of yourself, and maybe even completely crazy. That after you're done with the throes, okay, of the Bardo, what there is remaining is actually an emptiness. A clean vessel, something that has a lot of space and openness, and what people fear most, through anxiety and through different mental challenges, even depression, is the void. Okay, they fear the void because the void seems scary, it seems dark potentially. But what I realized through that. This sort of intermediate state was that I was actually a clearer channel. I was actually much clearer than before. I was actually much stronger than before. And although I took a week off, I really could have bounced back the next day. But needless to say, during the retrograde energies, and I won't make this too long, you guys, bear with me. During the retrograde energies, you could very well be feeling a lot of the same things, okay? And it's natural, it's human. You're gonna get through it. You're going to feel better afterwards. You're going to feel stronger afterwards, and you're going to resume your mission. You're going to resume what you were doing. You're going to be better at what you were doing because you're going to be more confident afterwards. And so that's the kind of message that I think we all need to really just keep in mind if you're struggling with this energy, or if you're just like, I'm so over this. I'm so over the twin flame stuff. I'm so over the drama. I'm so ready to heal. Then that's exactly what your Bardo moment is. Okay, that collapsing, that surrender. And if you guys didn't experience it last week, I would be surprised, because I myself am a Libra. I'm sure some of you had experienced collapsing of sorts. But now is time to rebuild, okay? And for those of you who, had a subtle collapse potentially, right? Those of you who sort of, transition more seamlessly than I or others did, congratulations. You're handling these things really well, it seems like. But I think for a lot of us Libras, in context to that sort of empty space energy, we're wanting to rebuild something, okay? We're clearing out the space. We're clearing out the clutter. We're definitely taking out the trash this week, okay? So, yes, let's start with a Sacred Activations deck. Now, guys, I really do appreciate all of my supporters. Although I know that I have some people who really don't want me to succeed, who really have an eye out for me, or you may feel the same way, that the Capricorn energy of the lunar eclipse, it is all about the devil. It is all about the people behind the scenes, or the energies behind the scenes that want you to doubt yourself so that you stop making progress, so that you will stay in a rut or in the same place that you have been for so long. And without this collapsing, in truth, nothing else can grow. And so don't be afraid of things collapsing. Don't be afraid of your own demons. Don't be afraid of the things that scare you. It always will serve the light. There's been this saying kind of passed around lately more than ever, that the darkness actually serves the light. And so if you really take that into context, whatever you experience, and it's in truth, Libra, no lies, whatever you experience has power to serve the light, okay? It has power to serve the light. So we are going to serve the light today. We're going to awaken the warrior within. We're going to activate, okay, that enlightening bone in your body. And we're going to talk about it. We're really going to talk about it. We're going to start to unfold, okay, this reality day by day. And I feel for you guys, it is about being present, okay? Being very present, being very grounded. Yes. Oh gosh, Libra, I'm so excited. We have Merkabah and universal love. So, needless to say, for those of you who have been struggling to get through to your twin, they know, they've heard, there's probably no doubt in their mind at this point, okay? If you haven't proven yourself already, I'd be really surprised. But if this isn't a flame or a partnership, no, it is. Okay, it is. I'm not even going to beat around the bush, because when we have Merkabah as a number 5, this is great change. This is like big stuff, okay? But it's not all going to happen at once, and you need to pace yourself. You need to remember that this is a process, and it's a marathon, not a race, all right? So there's a lot of healing to be done, okay? Firstly, in the masculine and in the feminine that I'm sensing. And when we have universal love, it's truly coming to a point where you both can heal. Finally, you both can heal, not going back, because remember, those timelines have already collapsed. They don't even make sense with where you are. They don't make sense with where you're going. There's absolutely no need to rehash the past, and it's a number 44. People don't talk about this number, but it is an ascended master number, and it is talking about ultimate stability, ultimate commitment, ultimate foundation, okay? And that foundation literally is rooted in unconditional and universal love. This is very divine, Libra. This is very divine. And so that warrior within that's been fighting yourself, that warrior within that's been fighting other people, a warrior within that's been trying to defend, improve, there's no longer that need, okay? And even that version of yourself is taking on this healing, okay? So allow yourself to integrate these new energies because they are big. They are big and they are really beautiful. Okay? So we have Merkabah being a number 5, lots of change. And integration, I think what I want to say about this is what I always say about this. You know, when we have the Merkabah in full effect, the divine masculine and the divine feminine are in tandem, in unison, okay, in complete harmony. You know, and even if you're not like in this coinciding energy with your twin, we all have divine feminine and masculine within each of us. So when I say that, I'm not talking about a male or a female, of course. I'm talking about polarizing, universal, loving energies that want to work as a team, okay? So this is really how you activate, you know, yourself as well as another, if that's the case. And it may not be so razzle-dazzle at first if maybe you've been out of touch with your twin for a while. But this is probably in the works, right? Because first comes the mission, which I think a lot of people forget. A lot of people want more, okay, more romance or more love or more connection, and that's fine, and some get that. But we're talking about the mission, we're talking about coming together for the sake of healing, for the sake of the world, to collapse the illusion. You know, when I see Merkabah, I actually see the Matrix. I see there being people in your life, just like I've experienced recently, who are literally robots that are put in place to distort your reality, to confuse you, to disempower you, and to tell lies, okay? And this is talking about empowerment, and this is a number 8. You know, Libra, you are the ruler of justice. You're not going to let any of that shit slide. And it actually isn't something that you have to handle right now. I'm thinking a lot of you are going to let karma handle that. A lot of you are going to let time handle that. And then you may actually handle it yourself. You know, you may actually come to collect eventually. But for now, it's all about healing. Okay, for now, it's all about being grounded, rooted in the now. And that's truly what I'm getting. So, Merkabah. The frequency of Merkabah supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into the layers of realities and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. That's powerful stuff. Universal love, number 44. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. You guys, I think truly, Libra, it's you, because you're seeming very high right now, high in spirituality, high in knowing, and that's exactly where you need to be to activate that inner warrior. Okay, so it's almost just like I'm seeing someone with a combination code, and it all of a sudden goes, you know, it all of a sudden goes, and it just, and that's sort of a symbol that I felt last week as well with opening Pandora's box. You know, step by step, there's these intricacies, there's this lock and code almost that will help breathe this to life eventually. Okay, so very interesting messages for whoever's out there. I would like to pull some Spirit Tarot cards here. Spirit Tarot, please show me what I need to see. I actually don't typically take reversals in this deck, but I'm almost being prompted to. We'll see what comes out and how I feel about it. You know, honestly, since we're in Cancer season and since a lot of this stuff that we've been going through is highly emotional, we're talking about needing to rely on your intuition more than ever, which has actually been a challenge, okay? Because some of what's coming through actually may seem crazy. It may seem unstable. But again, Libra, you have nothing to prove. What is happening is doing the talking for you, okay? We have rejoice in celebration. Very interesting. So this is the 3 of Cups. Coming together, new partnerships, belief in a cause, and ultimately healing. Okay, this can be very healing because we have number 5, emotional loss, on the bottom of the deck, Libra. Which is the 5 of Cups, okay? And so what I would say is this is maybe your past, because look at what is in his hand. It's actually a shell, okay? And this is the Fibonacci sequence. This is, the perfection of nature and how things unfold given some time. Okay, so this has been a very tumultuous time. It's been a very emotional time. But I think with this in reverse, it's actually talking about you making it through. You making it through in a much stronger, more collected way. And this is actually something to celebrate. This is something to celebrate, okay? And, we'll get into it. Maybe there is a partnership. Maybe there is a partnership. It could be celebration. This could be a wedding, a union. We have another number 5 on the bottom of the deck. We have wisdom and intuition. So this is the high priestess. And remember I said I was going to go over everything that I said last week if she came up. So here she is, number 2, baby. And then we have another number 5, which is the third 5 we've seen, right? With the Merkabah and the 5 of Cups, and now the 5 of the major arcana, which is actually the Hierophant, so Taurus energy. This could be Pisces, okay, Cancer, Scorpio energy. But with the intuition, this is actually the divine feminine coming through, because what the Hierophant represents is divine union, okay, marriage. And we have several symbols right now that are supporting that. Okay, so we're looking at something coming through your intuition, maybe a subconscious revival, and it's talking about slow and steady sort of wins the race. When we're looking at intuition, firstly, what she told me last week was that her temple's just been wide open to anyone who wants to come in, to anyone who wants to test her or challenge her beliefs or challenge what she knows of herself, and that it's time to kind of clean up the cobwebs, right? And it had a specific resonance here with the divine masculine, of this knowing, of this spiritual insight or awareness coming through. We're talking about team effort, to sort of guide each other toward the mission or toward healing, however you want to see this for yourself. Balance, right? The polarities or the polarizing energies to then become more in harmony and potentially share a lot of your journey with each other if it's been a long time since you guys have actually been in touch, which is happening. Okay, it's happening and it's beautiful. But again, slow and steady wins the race, step by step. Nothing right now feels like you're able to just push through. It's much more surrendered, okay, for the feminines. And what I think about this card is actually that your intuition is sort of being unlocked, like it's that combination where it's like, and just, it's like, when someone excavates a mummified tavern or a mummified tomb, okay, it's that breaking open and then the mystery starts to unfold before your eyes. Okay, that's kind of what I'm feeling with this intuition card. Also, what she said last week was that if the divine masculine knew what she was capable of, maybe it's been so long since you've been out of touch with your divine masculine or your masculine energies that you don't even know what you're capable of. They don't know what you're capable of. And it could feel like unlocking a mystery. It could feel like unlocking Pandora's box. But even more so, once these two come together, the divine masculine is going to know better and more than ever what needs tending, where this is going, what skills are being tapped into, and your dreams. A lot of you are dreaming very vividly. A lot of you are having strong messages coming through your dreams, and it's really nothing to worry about. But like I said, there's people who are coming to me, sort of antagonizing me. I was actually dreaming the other night that I was in my home, that I grew up in. And I'm in there rummaging around. I'm not necessarily a person who can really stay awake. I have blips of waking up. into lucidity, but I basically interpret my dreams, and I've gotten really good at doing that, okay? So this person walks in the room, and I know that they're not a part of my tribe, okay? And they're wearing a mask, okay? They feel different than they appear, and they're telling me that they purchased something from me, and I'm sort of looking through trying to get what they purchased, and they're, talking to me. They're like, yeah, me and so are doing really well. We're actually going to spend the day together. We're going to go to the pool. And, I know it's kind of awkward, but I hope you don't mind. And in my subconscious realm, I kind of cowered, actually. I was like, okay, I hope you guys enjoy the day. And, that showed me a lot, because you have to be really careful of the innovators, the people who want to create change, because then you have to question their motives. You have to question their loyalties. You have to question whose team they're on. And, if they're trustworthy. And so your intuition, quite literally, whether it be through your dreams or through your encounters, are going to be showing you exactly what kind of mask people are wearing, exactly what their motives are. You're going to be able to feel them even before they come into the room, Libra. So this is what the High Priestess is really showing you. It's a gift. I also feel like some of you are going to become way more lucid very soon. And that is a gift. That is for sure. Show me what I need to see for Libra this week, please. Show me what I need to see for Libra this week, please. Suffering in silence. Man, Libra, this does suck, because it can go so many ways. When we're talking about healing, it's very possible that you could feel really disconnected from your masculine right now. When I said that there's a lot of lies or people wanting to keep you under, it can be other people, it can be yourself. It's going to be a kind of a tough week for that again, and I'm not going to lie. It's going to pull on your heartstrings, okay? Because what we're looking at is something that you've had to go through time and time again. It's something that you've had to go through time and time again. And I think what I'm getting even more so is this feeling like, why did this have to go on for so long? Why did I have to suffer in silence for so long? It doesn't feel fair, Libra. It really doesn't feel fair. And although there's a lot of really good energies coming to you, you have to be strong right now, because you're separating from those past timelines. You're separating from what has happened. And what I feel like is that there is going to be healing, because this is Libran energy, and this is talking truth. This is talking about how much you've suffered. This is actually letting it out. This may be a conversation. This may be something that really needs to happen so that healing can occur, right? Because if you're suffering in silence, then you're doing this. You're doing this alone, and the point is not to be alone. When we have universal love, the universe is coming to your aid, quite literally. It's assisting you right now in ways that may be seen and unseen. Okay, so it's telling you it's time to talk about it. It's time to let it out. It's time to, realize that you've already reached the pinnacle of this mountain. When we see suffering in silence, this is the Nine of Swords, anxiety. This is the Nine of Swords, kind of struggling, your own boogeyman, okay? And at times you can be your own boogeyman, right? When we're not in that universal love and compassion for others and for ourselves. But when we're looking at this card specifically, this is you being at that pinnacle, you being at the top of this mountain that you've had to climb, and it's been a treacherous climb. Okay, these mountains do not look fun. They look really, really sad and hard. Okay, so I'm even getting a little choked up because I feel this in my heart for you guys. I feel like, no one's alone here, Libra. You guys have suffered. You guys have gone through something very significant. But now that you're at the pinnacle, There literally are no obstructions in your way. There are no barriers or borders for to distort your reality, to obscure the reality. There's no, bots or programs to manipulate, the things that are true to you. Okay? And that's why I think that this is coming up, because it is a 9. It is a 9. It means this sort of cycle, this cycle of suffering that you may actually be used to at this point, is coming to an end. And that may feel foreign because it's been so long since you felt the light on your face. One thing that the High Priestess also told me when we were talking, right, when I had that download on the night of the eclipse, or the night before the eclipse, was that she feels like she's been thrown through an unconscious inferno. And that can scream very loudly about how you're feeling, all right? Feeling like you haven't been awake, you haven't been conscious, you have potentially been taken advantage of or abused, right? Whether this person has knowingly done it, whether it's just, situations or forces around you that really wanted to cultivate your sense of knowing. So it's not like you can blame one thing or another. It's this cultivation that's happened. And it a lot of you are saying, why did it have to take so long? It just did. It just had to take that long. You had to go through that. You had to go through the subconscious inferno so that you would be brave, so that you would not be scared of anything that may come up. And so it's quite literally, what I'm hearing is that this is your weapon, right? So now you're feeling more equipped to deal. You're feeling more equipped to deal, and we have balance, which is you, Libra. It's you. Look at what is surrounding you. Look at what is surrounding you. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. So the Libran energy, I'm so sorry if you can hear those trucks outside. They go by every once in a while, but they'll pass, I promise. Bear with, okay? The Merkabah energy is the divine masculine and the divine feminine, where we have the balance card is this aura around the Libran energy, okay? Protection first and foremost. This noise. This is the matrix. If you can hear that noise, that is the matrix. That is the Capricornian energy that we're dealing with. That's the devil energy wanting to distract you, wanting to keep you and your love, or your divine masculine and feminine out of balance and discombobulated and confused and disoriented. I can't put it any other way, okay? Because that is the difficulty, that is the challenge at hand, is to know thyself. And that means potentially knowing your partner as their selves, as their in and outs, everything that has happened, everything that has occurred, integrating that so that you can have that balance and harmony, right? This is also a bit of a different Libran major arcana. When we have justice, being balance, we also see a number 2, right? We also see a number 2. And typically in the major arcana, the High Priestess is represented by the 2 poles, the 2 opposites, the polarities, the duality, the counterpart, okay? So it's a really important significance here that we're looking at the resources at your availability now, the things that you've had to go through to collect these tools, quite literally tools. And wherever you're going, Libra, you have everything it takes. You have already everything that you need to have, right? There's nothing stopping you, and the universe isn't going to let that go on for too long, right? The universe, I'm hearing whistleblower as well, so you may be able to, shed some light upon the suffering that's actually gone on, and for what reason, and maybe, who was involved. But again, remember, this isn't a blame game. This is just to take out the trash. Okay, I can hear taking out the trash. And it could be people, it could be situations, it could be toxicity, however you resonate with this, okay? So we're looking at you having it, you having a firm grip on things, you having, protection around you, and a lot of resources. Firstly, when we see justice, we're looking at communication. We're looking at, justice being served. And what I think that this means even more specifically, because we have the Libran energy of the Three of Swords again on the bottom of the deck, is that justice wasn't served, and it hasn't been served, and it actually has been taken from you. The things that were inherently yours, whether it be, needing to go through self-doubt or learning your skill sets or, healing a gaping wound, you've done it. And you've gone as far as you can solo, and now it's time to integrate yourself in partnerships. Now it's time to integrate yourself in a different way than ever before, okay? Because you're done with this. You're moving to this. This is really big stuff for you, Libra, okay? So that's beautiful. I want to get a Divine Masculine card here. We're already at 30 minutes. I can't believe it, you guys. I'm a talker today. I'm sorry. Talking. And you're going to get spoiled, right? You're going to get spoiled because this is a really important reading to unlock the warrior within. Though I think a lot of us may need to go through a little bit of grief, a little bit of sadness. More grief, more sadness, need be. If that's the case. But you are emerging a warrior, and no one is going to deny you of that very soon, okay? So let's look at what Libra is manifesting. Let's look at what Libra's goals are this week. These trucks, man. We gain power from again and again allowing ourselves to choose the kind of recklessness that allows us to be vulnerable, genuine, and brave in pursuit of our dreams. That's what I'm kind of feeling for you guys, Libra. You're needing to be a little reckless and brave, but surrendered as well. So it's a very refined energy that I feel from this card. Because what surrendering is truly just allowing, allowing things to unfold naturally, even if that isn't what you had anticipated. Be vulnerable, be genuine, and be loving, I feel that there could be a bit of a power struggle, okay, because this masculine wants to come through talking about gaining power. And that could be your own masculine energy, gaining power, having power. Because you felt so powerless. You felt so powerless and so trapped for so long, Libra. And so that is a sort of thirsty energy within you that does need to be addressed, need to be healed, and you need to be aware of that. There is no need for power struggle. Remember what I said. There is no need to prove. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to prove your worth. Okay, so this week we're going to pull a personal power card for you. Personal powers, please, for Libra. Trying to think of the trucks kind of like a symphony. It's not that easy. 12. I am divinely guided. Yes, Libra, you are, okay? Look, there's like a little compass on the back of that. I have that too. It's a North Star. And what this is really showing us is that our internal compass, our internal navigation system is truly on point, and you can trust it. Okay, so when we have the 12, we have a 3, which is much like the Empress energy, okay, of the major arcana, which is to say there's something naturally being born, okay, and you can't rush nature, you can't control it, but there is something being born, something being unlocked, something being birthed that is really special to you, Libra. And it's special because we have an ascended master number on the bottom. I am sacred, okay? So regardless of what anyone feels, regardless of what the masculine does or what other people do to you or for you, however you want to see this, it doesn't take from you, okay? And one thing that came up in the Aquarius reading actually was that there's coherence here with polarities. So if we look at coherence and the divine masculine and the divine feminine and how they're interacting right now, Both parties are afraid because there could feel like you have less if you give in, or you have less if you pursue this, or you have less if you give up your power. When actually being vulnerable and surrendered will enhance, okay? There's never less when moving forward. Time provides us always more resources, more availability, because our past accumulates. And so if you started out with this tiny ball of awareness, it has now accumulated into this Merkabah sphere of brilliant energy, okay? And it does kind of seem like this is what your energy is sort of accumulating to, is this coherent state of, in the past, maybe having hydrogen and oxygen. But now, because you've gone through those polarities and they are seemingly opposites, you can come together and create water. You can be the alchemist here and not give in to these ideas of the matrix telling you that you're going to have less. You're actually going to have more. Okay, so again, even though you've suffered in silence for so long, Libra, it's okay, because what's coming is better than you can imagine. It's better than you expect, which is probably pretty cool. It's probably pretty cool. So allow that, right? I am happy, Libra. My gosh, this is so cute. We have a number 8. Gosh, Libra, this is your card because you are the infinity sign, right? In the infinity of things, Libra always gets her justice. Libra always gets what she needs. She always gets what she wants. He or she, I'm sorry to look at these feminine cards and assume, but it does kind of seem like it's a very feminine energy coming through, as if to say, you're going to be happy. You're going to be really happy with the results. It's okay if you have to go through some fear to get this. You are ready, Libra. You are ready, right? And I just feel like this really strong urge to tell you you're no longer in the dark. You're coming to the light, okay? Not only that, but people are coming to the light in an effort to assist you. You know, they finally see what Libra has gone through, or, what Libra has had to endure. There's more, Libra. You're the alchemist this week. Show me Libra's central energy, please. Okay, 2 of Wands fell right over the High Priestess. So look, this is going to be a decision. Regardless of how, ready you think you are for this, there's going to be a decision being made, which I think is ultimately allowing you to choose your own path. So it does promote your individuality, but it's also asking, what you're maybe able to sacrifice as well. Maybe some comfort for the moment, maybe some expectations. It's a doorway, okay? And again, we have another 2 representing the polarities. So you have a choice to choose between the polarity, the matrix, the distractions, the expectations, the indoctrination, asking people for permission, staying stuck where you are, feeling inadequate, feeling codependent, needy, victimized, right? Because these are the chains that actually hold you back, and that is a polarity that you're facing. And then we have the polarity of self-expression and ultimately growth and expansion and power like you want. So this is not so much a choice. It may actually be an offer, because what I see on the bottom of the deck is the World. Now the World is the ultimate major arcana, right? When we're looking at the timeline of things, it's the pinnacle, okay, that you have reached, Libra, in this amount of suffering. You've reached the penultimate point of growth with where you are. And so the only thing next is to sort of throw yourself into the unknown, to throw yourself into the spotlight, to throw yourself into what you're capable of. And it could be daunting, but I don't feel it is, because as you make this decision, it's sort of not actually a decision to be made. It's actually just more clear of what you're capable of. This person has talents, but he's a shepherd and he's stuck in a field. And he's like, dang, my dad wants me to watch these sheep all day. And I know that's not my calling. And so it can be very simple. It doesn't have to be so esoteric as the Matrix. It can be as simple as your warrior within knowing that you're capable of so much more. It can be, the warrior within saying, how do I pursue what I know I'm destined for? This is destiny calling. Are you going to answer the phone? Right? Because when we have the World card, though it's a Capricornian energy, this is actually my Venus energy. Because Libra, this is the Venus painting that we all know and love of Aphrodite. Okay? And this is your metaphorical or mythological character, right? So you were quite literally born to be this vulnerable. You were quite literally born to take this higher road, to be at this penultimate point through the suffering and through all the people trying to distract you or get at you or hurt you. Libra, that's not going to last. It's just not. You're going to succeed. You are going to succeed. We are going to succeed. I just feel a real coming together here. Okay? And people are watching, I'm hearing. People are watching. So we have the Four of Cups. And what this decision may feel like for some of you is needing to let go of the past. Okay? And I'm speaking with a group of Libras who are having a difficult time actually phasing into this next chapter. So if you feel a strong pull toward, going back, reversing, reverting even to old habits or old ways. Maybe there's a lot of anger because of how long this has taken, how long you've suffered, and it could even, I'm getting a sort of panicky feel like, don't leave me, okay, don't leave me, don't let me stay here, okay, which I don't think is actually happening. I think it's actually in your mind. All right, because the truth is being known, the truth is being told, and we have the Wheel on the bottom of the deck. So after you let go, after you make this decision, do you see he's in strong contemplation of something? And yet again, there's another boy. So the boy is now coming to the father and saying, I'm capable. I am capable. Please let me go. Please let me follow these dreams. And it's a very emotional decision potentially for you, Libra. But what I see is that you're destined for more. You know that you're capable of more. And that's where you need to go. Okay, so this new cycle, the World and the Wheel of Fortune, I mean, come on, Libra. Come on, Libra. You know. Okay. Oh, gosh. That just made me like, that it shook me, okay, a little bit. So we have the Nine of Swords as a double confirmation. Libra, how I was feeling about this is not the way it looks. You don't have to suffer in silence anymore. You don't have to, be in the dark. You don't have to climb. You don't have to, go through this suffer cycle. Okay, you're not alone. You have allies. Remember, we have Rejoice and Celebration. There's partnerships coming through for you. There's help on its way. And what I see also is that there's a shift in consciousness that doesn't actually involve other people. It involves you, because what I see is that the boogeyman was inside your head maybe all along. Maybe there has been an element of self-criticism, but if you look at where you were and why this is in reverse is because this is coming to an end, just like we see with the nines and what I've said, it's coming to an end. Now we have the Nine of Coins. This is you reemerging. This is you being stable in your finances, stable in your home, stable in your emotions, stable as an individual, stable in your consciousness, stable in your femininity, owning what you have to offer. Because I might say, Libra, it's a lot. It's a freaking lot to offer. Just like as you walk into the mummy's tomb, as we were talking about, Pandora's box and intuition, you don't know what you're going to find, but more than likely, it's going to be a fucking jackpot. Okay, and excuse my language, it may be a jackpot, what you find, if you give yourself a chance. Okay, so these are really beautiful cards. Really beautiful cards. And what I will say is that we have a double confirmation that this is actually coming to an end. You know, we have 2 9s, 3 9s in context to your reading, but 2 9s in a row, back to back, talking about what's ending and what is being completed. You are a different version of yourself. You are different. You are better off. And look at this, Lovers. You have more to give. You have more to give. There's never less. There's always more. There's always more. Okay? So let's look at your major arcana and try to dissect that while we listen to the beautiful symphony of of trucks outside. 8 of Wands in reverse, as well as the Emperor. So this is a very fiery energy. We're talking about Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and temptation and power struggles. Right? So if this is the divine masculine coming through as the Emperor, we're seeing that this person is still very much in delusion, or that they could very well be tempted through power struggle, maybe afraid to give you a chance, maybe afraid of what they may find, afraid of their own power, right? In truth, because that's always what it boils down to, is it's like, how well do you know yourself? Regardless of whether I'm talking about a feminine or a masculine, how well do you know yourself? And, you know, there's definitely a guard up here. There's definitely a guard up here. And so with the 8 of Wands, we see that this person feels that they may have failed you as well, you know, because of these power struggles. I've seen this a lot in readings recently, that, you know, at one time this Emperor may have really felt high and mighty. You know, they may have really felt high and mighty for what they were doing to you. And unfortunately so, because now what they're actually seeing and looking at is this karma of self-sabotage, which they're feeling now like they have to make amends for, and it's a totally different feeling, and they're not used to it, and it's quite emotional the way I see it. Not only that, but they're having to sacrifice quite a lot. They're having to sacrifice, you know, the need for power, the power controller, the power struggle, the toxicity, the codependency, the neediness that's in their life that's affecting you as well. So, you know, this is in truth the suffering in silence, because what I feel, Libra, and what I said in the beginning is that you actually took the higher road for a long time, and sort of just dealt with the lies, dealt with the people who were antagonizing you or hurting you, and although I feel like it's serving you now, it was very hard to go through, very hard to go through. And so what's actually transpiring and what this balance is are the power dynamics in the relationship. This Emperor energy needed to come down. The Emperor energy needed to come way down, okay, because they made a big oopsie on you, or they hurt you, or, you know, there's a realization that they were under a guise, they were being manipulated. The 8 of Wands is a Sagittarius energy, Leo energy, and it's, you know, talking about just being addicted to control, really. And so what I feel from this is truly that the divine masculine may actually be going through quite emotional week. Yeah. Ooh, Queen of Wands in reverse. This is a really nasty person. Really nasty person when she's in reverse. Yeah. But ultimately I feel that this person is making that sacrifice because they're realizing this. You know, it's not something new. It's not something like, what do you mean? It's kind of like, I know. You know, it's kind of like that. So if we're looking at a third-party situation, which I think now we are looking at their dynamics, their life, their consequences, their realizations, and they are in between, you know, deciding, or they're in between phases. This is definitely a bit of a transitional energy. All right, so they're healing for sure, and I think that that is also empowering you. As you guys can heal together, that's also empowering you, and that the power in truth that they were seeking before will be reinstored in a completely different way, and it will feel so much better than before. But they're sort of struggling with that idea. They're sort of struggling with letting go, releasing, surrendering. So the Fool in reverse. This person, I feel very strongly like there is a consequence. There are things that are coming to the surface in your intuition this week, Libra, that could really be devastating. If you're working with someone who falls back into patterns really easily, you're trying to protect them. Look at Libra's energy, fully encompassing white light surrounding the masculine. I see that for sure for some of you. Even though you've suffered so much, you're still protecting this person because you realize what they don't. And it's easier for you to detach than it is for them potentially. So with the Fool, we see an Aquarius energy being in reverse, not moving forward, not wanting to take a leap of faith. And this can very well be, that hindrance, that matrix energy that's just wanting to keep them distracted. And just like I said before, in my dreams, there have been like robots sent to distort the truth, to, make the illusion thicker. And this is a hard truth for them as well, because those people are in their lives and they're having to fight and defend a reality that they can't prove, that is not substantial, or that is not anywhere but in their heart. Okay? And so they're afraid of looking silly, is really what it is. But the divine here is coming through so strong. I feel like they already know this, and they do already know this for sure. But it's they're fighting their own demons. It's truly a battle here. Strength in reverse. Okay, you guys, this is just getting really deep here when we're talking about the divine masculine. We're looking at someone feeling weak, someone feeling like they can't control their desires, that they're not in control of their life. Now, this could be, for some of you, we have the Two of Swords as well, needing to make a decision, and I'm hearing pull the plug. All right, so this could be a divining. Okay, that's weird that I would say that. It could be a defining factor here with the trajectory of the new reality that is at stake and at play. What I also see, though, is that this is challenging your strength, as I feel like you guys are really connected, because this person, I'm hearing withdraw. They could be withdrawing from you. They could be withdrawing from substances. They could be withdrawing from, their own tendencies or desires for control and power. Power is intoxicating. Control is intoxicating. And unfortunately, I feel like this person may really be struggling with that. So if this is where your divine masculine is, just try to protect them, try to heal them, try to show them, and I hope that they get the bigger picture, Libra. I'm going to stop this reading because we're already at 52 minutes. This went way longer than I thought. But, thanks for hanging in there with me, even despite this sort of really rude interruption that we had with all these trucks. What I feel, though, is that truly this week, you're just going to have to power through all the bullshit and noise. People are lying about you. You know that. There's an illusion pulled over your partner's eyes. You know that. You're cleaning out your closet. You're doing everything that you can. And you're also reaching a point of breakthrough within yourself. Okay, so this, in fact, is healing the collective. This is, in fact, healing your masculine. The fact that you are releasing or detaching from your previous hang-ups, from your, toxicity, if there was any, and just holding space. And that's truly what this emptiness was for my anxiety attack. I know that, if you guys go through a bit of anxiety this week, suffering in silence could be hard, but it's really nothing new to you. You are a warrior, Libra. And so, just take it in stride and become stronger. Just like we said, just be stronger afterwards. That's the only choice you have to make. Just be stronger. And it'll be okay. It'll be okay either way. Okay, so continue to heal. Happy healing. If you'd like to follow me over to Vimeo, we may unpack these characters a little bit more, and we'll see what's up with them and what's gonna go on, and try to give you a heads up of the week. But I thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.